kunja vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Kisoranandana Brajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajanarandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Soranandana Brajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajanarandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Soranandana Brajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajanarandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava kunja vihari. Sri Radha Madhava ki Jai Nitya Lila Vishnu Misapad Istavang Grisila AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananda Guri Vaishnavinda ki Sadgoswami Prabhu ki Mama Das Thakur ki Prem Sikho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Bolo Sri Sri Krishna Balaram ki Jai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to thee, Asama devotees. All glories to thee, Asama devotees. All glories to thee, Asama devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru Gauranga. Glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So yesterday with Balaram Purnima we fully completed this wonderful festival that we had for the last almost a month it was going on, with prikramas and everything. And we were so fortunate to hear from so many senior devotees from all over the world. It was our great fortune. Just like in the 4th canto, there's a story of Dhruva Maharaj. One of the closest forests to our temple is Madhuvan. So Narad Muni advised Dhruva Maharaj that you go to Madhuvan. If you want to find out God, then you go to Madhuvan. In the purport there, Prabhupada explains that if one is not very advanced in devotional service, then he should go to a nice place like Hardwar, Mayapur, Vrindavan, Prayag, and perform devotional service. But if one is a liberated soul like Narad Muni, he can go anywhere in the world and preach Krishna consciousness. So then I understood why I stay in Vrindavan. I'm not very advanced in devotional service. So after hearing from all these wonderful, great devotees, you have to hear from me today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 78, texts 5 and 6. Tvam mātuleyo naha Kṛṣṇa mitra-dhruṅ mam jighāṁsasi ataḥ tvam gadayā manda haniṣye vajra-kalpayā tvam mātuleyo na Kṛṣṇa mitra-dhruṅ jighāṁsasi ataḥ tvam gadayā manda haniṣye vajra-kalpayā tvam mātuleyo na Kṛṣṇa mitra-dhruṅ jighāṁsasi ataḥ tvam gadayā manda haniṣye vajra-kalpayā.
tvam mātuleyo Kṛṣṇa mitra-dhruṅ jighāṁsasi ataḥ tvam gadayā manda haniṣye vajra-kalpayā mātuleyo Kṛṣṇa
Mataji's. Tvam, you, mātuleyaḥ, material cousin, naha, our, Kṛṣṇa, O Kṛṣṇa, mitra, to my friends, dhruk, who have committed violence, mam, me, jighāṁsasi, you wish to kill, ataḥ, therefore, tvam, you, gadayā, with my club, manda, O fool, haniṣye, I will kill, vajra-kalpayā, like a thunderbolt. Translation: you are our maternal cousin, Kṛṣṇa, but you committed violence against my friends. Now you want to kill me also. Therefore, fool, I will kill you with my thunderbolt club. Translation, please repeat. You are our maternal cousin, Kṛṣṇa, but you committed violence against my friends. And now you want to kill me also. Therefore, fool, I will kill you with my thunderbolt club. Purport by the followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The ācāryas have given the following alternate grammatical division of the third line of this verse. Ataḥ tvam gadayā amanda. The original verse, ataḥ tvam gadayā manda, but if we divide it, ataḥ tvam gadayā amanda, in which case, Dantavakra says, my dear Lord Kṛṣṇa, you are amanda, not foolish. Manda means foolish, and amanda, not foolish. And therefore, with your powerful club, you will now send me back to home, back to Godhead. This is the inner meaning of this verse. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militan Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Gadamaya Narati Swaparantigam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha kripasindubheva Aditanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So, as is usual in these circumstances, the ācāryas have found out a different meaning. Just like we heard yesterday, he was saying that it is my fortune that you have come for me, so I can kill you. But the ācāryas have explained actually is that I'm very fortunate that after fighting with you for 3 lifetimes, now you will kill me. And again the same thing is expressed here, that you are amanda, not foolish, and you will send me back to home, back to Godhead. So we always see that ācāryas, they find out all these wonderful different details of these verses to give us the real meaning. Because this Dantavakra, I'm assuming Dantavakra sounds like it means whose teeth are crooked, huh? Dantavakra. So somehow he had crooked teeth. Excuse me. But anyway, he's the 3rd incarnation of Vijaya. Because we remember that Jaya and Vijaya, they were cursed for 3 births as demons. So this is Dantavakra is the 3rd incarnation of Vijaya. And actually, although practically most of this end of this chapter anyway is all about Dwarka lila, this is actually part of Vrindavan lila. Because somehow or other it's explained that Dantavakra, he didn't realize that Krishna had left Mathura and gone to Dwarka. So when he heard that his friends Shishupal and Salva had been killed, he attacked Mathura, but he found it was empty. And then he began to tear up Braj, looking for where is this Krishna hiding. So Krishna had to return from Dwarka to kill this demon. Otherwise, if he couldn't find Krishna, he would just go on destroying Braj and disturbing the Brajbasis, which Krishna didn't want. So he had to return. And there's a place very close to here. You go down to the Delhi-Agra highway, and you go up to the Govardhan crossing, and you turn down the road from Mathura to Govardhan. Just a few kilometers down, you come to a place called Shantanukund. Nowadays the village is known as Satoha, but the original name is Santanukund. It's a very interesting temple there. This is Santanukund. The pujaris there explain that Shantanu Maharaj, he performed penances and austerities for 60,000 years. And finally Krishna appeared and asked, what is it that you desire? Why you perform these incredible penances and austerities? And Shantanu Maharaj said, I want to get a son just like you. And Krishna said, well, there's nobody just like me. We know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, and no one equal to or greater than Him. He said, but anyway, I will give you a great son. So we know Shantanu Maharaj, he got a son named Bhishma, who was very, very powerful. In fact, he had the blessing that he could leave his body at will, so he waited all the way up to, they say, till, what is that date? I know, but somehow I'm not feeling well, so my brain's not working. Anyway, there's a 14th day in the month of Magh, something Chaturdasi, I can't remember. Anyway, he stayed up till that time. And even though he was lying on a bed of arrows, this is how powerful he, Krishna, I'll give you, nobody's just like me, but I'll give you someone almost. So he was very powerful, lying on a body pierced with arrows, lying on a bed of arrows. And he was giving instructions to Maharaj Yudhishthira and all the Pandavas, and of course to all of us. Very clear instructions, completely free from bodily concept of life. So anyway, that place is where he performed, Shantanu Maharaj performed many penances and austerities. And there's a very interesting temple. There's a moat all around like this, and there's a tall hill in the middle. And then there's it's right near the, it's not far from the Govardhan, it's practically right on the Govardhan highway. You can see it from there. You can see the moat and everything, and see the temple. But the entrance is on the other side. You have to enter the village, go around the lake, and come to the other side, and there's a bridge that comes across. Then you go up this big, long staircase, all the way to the top, and you can see very beautiful temple of Sri Sri Radha Shantanu Bihari. Very enchanting deities, very beautiful deities are there. So not far, when we're on Braj-Prikrama, the next place we stop, that is a place called Datiya. So Datiya has been identified as the place where actually Krishna killed Dantavakra. This is actually part of Braj Lila. We're hearing all about Dwarka Lila, but because he didn't know that Krishna moved to Dwarka, therefore just hardly a furlong from Shantanukund is Datiya. And then very close by there's another place called Kechari. Remember Kechari, this refers to Putana, because she was a Kechari. Prabhupada said this is a type of witch that can fly on a branch of a tree. In the West we have witches who fly on broomsticks. But here in Braj we have witches who fly on tree branches. And eat little children, Putana, Putana is my name. Eating little children is my game. So not far from there, from Datiya, then you go, next place is Kechari, the village where Putana appeared. So anyway, this is a very short verse and purport, so we've been given the next one also to speak about. So text number 6, I'll just chant. Taryam upanyagya mitra-dhruṅ mitra-vatsala Bandhu rupam rimhatva vyadim dehat charam yatha. Then, O unintelligent one, I who am obliged to my friends will have repaid my debt to them by killing you, my enemy disguised as a relative, who are like a disease within my body. We'll repeat that again. It's very incredible verse. Then, O unintelligent one, I who am obliged to my friends will have repaid my debt to them by killing you, my enemy disguised as a relative, who are like a disease within my body. A purport by the followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. According to the ācāryas, the word agya indicates that in comparison to Lord Kṛṣṇa, no one is more intelligent. Further, the word Bandhu indicates that Lord Kṛṣṇa is actually everyone's true friend. And Vyadim indicates that Lord Kṛṣṇa is the supersoul, the object of meditation within the heart, who takes away all our mental distress. Furthermore, the ācāryas translate the word hatva as gyatva. In other words, by knowing Kṛṣṇa properly, one can actually liberate all of one's friends. So again, the ācāryas have found out so many alternate meanings. Agya really means, just like it's translated here, oh, unintelligent one. But here, it indicates that in comparison to Lord Kṛṣṇa, no one is more intelligent. The word Bandhu indicates that Lord Kṛṣṇa is actually everyone's true friend. We read about this especially in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna goes on and on explaining about this. Kshetra, the field, Kshetragya, the knower of the field, and the Paramama. Kshetraga chapi, I am also the knower. He says cha, if I need a tiny little word cha, he says Kshetraga chapi mam vidhi. So cha always indicates that there's two things. The Mayavadis, they try to make everything one, but here Krishna very clearly says cha. Kshetragan chapi, I am also the knower. You are the knower of the field of activities, the soul. But Kshetragan chapi, but I am the knower of all souls. He is the supreme soul. So this same point is repeated over and over and over again in that 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Just to get it through our dull brains that we're not equal to the Supreme Lord at all. Prabhu said this is the last snare of Maya. That I am Bhagavan. Just like down the Prikrama Marga a little ways, there's one ashram, Mayavadi ashram. Soham. Soham ashram. That I am the Supreme Bhagavan. Soham. But we're the tiny servant. So we have to know this. Bandhu Kṛṣṇa is actually the friend. He's sitting in our heart. We're doing so many, we've been through so many nonsense bodies, doing so many crazy things, but Kṛṣṇa is still sitting there within our heart. He stays with us. He's our real friend. All our other friends, as soon as we're in trouble, they leave us, but Kṛṣṇa is always there within our heart, no matter what's happening. So Bandhu, he's the true friend of every living entity. And Vyadim, that Lord Kṛṣṇa is the super soul, the object of meditation within the heart, who takes away our mental distress. Furthermore, the ācāryas translate the word hatva as gyatva. In other words, by knowing Kṛṣṇa properly, one can actually liberate all of his friends. Just like one time, Prabhupada asked all the devotees, what is the most important verse in Bhagavad Gita? So immediately everyone put up their hands, held their hands shut. No. Then, so many verses they cited. Prabhupada said, no. Then he said, most important verse, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoviti tatvada tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mam Arjuna Sorjuna. That Janma we know means birth, just like in a few months we'll celebrate Janmashtami. So Janma means birth, and karma we know means activity. Janma karma cha me divyam, almost like our English, divine. Evam yo beti tatvata, just like this word Veda, which we know this comes from this root, vit. So evam yo veti tatvata, one who knows this tattva in truth. Tyaktva deham, Just like we know the word tyag, this comes from the same, the root is tyakt, to give up or to leave. Tyaktva deham. Deha we know means body. So after leaving this body, tyaktva deham, punarjanma na. Krishna says punarjanma na, and then you will not take another birth. So Prabhupada explains this is the most important verse, because simply if you understand this point, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead, I am His eternal servant, then after leaving this body will not take another body. If I don't get another body, then what will happen? I'm enjoying so nicely in this body, at least I'm thinking. I remember in LA one time we were sitting in the class and Prabhupada said, everybody in this material world is suffering or enjoying. And he said, no, everyone is suffering. But some suffering we call enjoyment, and some suffering we call suffering. But just by understanding this point, after then we leave this body, then Māmiti Sorjana, you will come to me. Māmiti, you will come to me. Because we'll leave this body, and that means that we're finished. Now, Māmiti Sorjana, you will come to me. Then we'll enjoy real enjoyment. Just like one time. Way old days, 2nd Avenue, Prabhupada was saying that when one is completely liberated soul, then he can enjoy. So the devotees were a little confused that how will the liberated soul, then he can enjoy, enjoy this material world. And Prabhupada said, no, not like that. He said, just like there was one man, his duty was pulling the barges upstream against the current. They have to bring the goods upstream. So he has to pull against the current of the river. Very heavy job, pulling like this. Your feet are being pressed down onto the rocky bank of the river. Your feet are so sore, your knees are aching. Your arm is hurting for this rope over your shoulder, pulling these barges. And his feet are so sore by the end of the day. So he was thinking that when I become a millionaire, then I'm going to line the whole bank of this river with mattresses. I will line the whole bank of this river with mattresses. Prabhu, do you think that when he becomes a millionaire, he'll still be pulling barges up the stream? You understand it? When he becomes a millionaire, he'll still be pulling barges up the stream. So no, real enjoyment is this. What we're, like I said, what we're experiencing here, this is just suffering. We're just calling it enjoyment. But real enjoyment is in the spiritual world. Just like Prabhupada over and over used the example of a reflection. We see a tree in the water with his branches down and his roots upwards. But that tree has no real existence. If you see a nice apple there and you go in the water and try to get that apple, you'll just get wet. And the apple will disappear because everything will become disturbed. But that doesn't mean, the apple is illusion. No, the real apple is in the real tree. You're seeing the reflection. So this material world, there's no enjoyment here. Real enjoyment is there. So one actually becomes liberated soul, then he'll really enjoy. Not this enjoyment here, but they'll really enjoy. So speaking about tree, we're seeing this beautiful Tamal tree, and we're so fortunate to be here now. It's in bloom. And especially early in the morning after Mangalarti, when there's no kirtan going and everyone's chanting their rounds, just like little bees. They're like little bees tasting the nectar of the holy name. And you stand under this tree, and then gradually you'll perceive this wonderful fragrance. With thousands of little yellowish, slightly yellowish, bell-shaped flowers are there. The most wonderful fragrance begins to envelop you. And then nowadays, after Mangalartik already, the sky is becoming a little light. So after a while, you'll suddenly perceive that this tree is vibrating. And if you look closely, you'll see so many bees have come. All the flowers there, the bees have come. And you'll suddenly notice that the tree is vibrating. The sound is there. And you'll see all the little shadows, just enough light to see the shadows, these little bees bumbling around. Now they're going to those flowers. When they come near those flowers, their wings beat against the leaves. So not only the sound is going, this fragrance is coming, the sound is coming, but there's this zing, 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 zing. This wonderful sound is there. You can only appreciate this early in the morning when there's no other sound going on, or just the sound of the holy name. And then suddenly you become aware, because these flowers are also falling, there's this tick, 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 zing, 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 tick, tick, tick. The flowers are falling on the floor. When it's really in full bloom, every day we have so many flowers are there on the floor of the temple room, we have to sweep them up. And this tree, now the Tamal trees are very interesting, because most trees lose their leaves in the winter time when it's very cold. But the Tamal tree, just at the beginning of the springtime, when it's starting to get very warm, then all the leaves fall off. And immediately these fresh new leaves come. You see this beautiful green color you will only see for this time of year. They say this was the color of Lord Ram. Later the leaves will become very dark color. And now they're very, very, very soft. Our ācāryas in their books, when they describe Krishna's fingers, they always say palav. Sometimes I see some people translate it as twig. But twig is a little hard thing. Palav actually means freshly grown leaf. And especially these Tamal leaves, if you go there now, the fresh leaves are there. You touch them. Of course, it's a material thing, but you get some idea what Krishna's touch is like. As the ācāryas always use this word pala, freshly grown leaf, freshly grown shoot. You get, especially the very new ones, they're very, very soft. As I said the other day, I pointed this out to one devotee who was one of the original devotees from 26 Second Avenue. At that time, the only person to teach them how to put tilak on was Prabhupada. He said when Prabhupada was putting our tilak, his finger felt just like this Tamal leaf. So we're very fortunate this tree is... Of course, it's not the original tree. Several years ago, the original tree dried up, and because we didn't know so many things, not only do trees need water, they also need air. If it's always, you see, close to water bodies, except for those trees that are very resistant to living in swampy areas, all the other trees gradually dry up because they can't get any air. The ground has to dry up so they can also get some oxygen. They need air also, not just water. So every day the devotees were pouring water. There was just a little hole. There wasn't this wall around it now. It was just a hole, a little square hole. And always who cleaned the temple room, they were just the devotees. They were pouring water in there every day. So eventually the tree rotted. Actually, when it finally, because by that time it had grown through the net that you see up there, and it was growing even above that. And when it finally dried up, then we had to cut it free from that netting. When we cut it free from the netting, if you look on one side, because later, once we realized, when we called one tree specialist from Delhi, and he told us there's nothing you can do about this tree. He also needs air. You have to make a thing protect him, so that sometimes he can get some dryness. That's why you see this wall, this nice sitting place all around. And if you look on one side, you'll see there's a crack in the sitting place. That's where we cut it free from the netting. That was the only thing that was keeping it up. The whole, from being so much water, the whole trunk had rotted, and the tree just crashed over. And this guy, he was very clever, this tree specialist. He said, you go, because he saw in the Goshala there's many Tamal trees there. He said, he went there and he picked out one. He said, you dig 1 foot down and leave it, because when you cut the roots, because when you're digging, you'll cut the roots, the tree will go into shock. So you let it rest one day, then you dig another foot, and you let it rest one day, you dig another foot, and then gradually you take that whole root ball with a big burlap gunny sack around it, and then you bring it here and place it. And once we place, because usually when you transplant a tree like that, then because it goes into shock, and all the leaves stop, because from the leaves water is evaporating, but when it goes into shock, the water doesn't evaporate anymore, and then the leaves dry up, and you'll see them droop. But we did this so carefully, one day digging, one day rest, one day digging. We brought it over here and planted it. Not a single leaf drooped. And we planted on the anniversary of the day that Indra Vijay Dasami, the victory of Lord Ram over Ravana, the day that Indra also started his 24-hour kirtan up again. So on the anniversary of that day, I can't remember which year it was even, we replanted this tree. And now, just like Prabhu says in his purport in Bhagavatam, it's covering almost the whole corner of the courtyard and beautifying. Originally they wanted to cut it down, Surabhi told that. Because it was just, you see, they're blackish and crooked. That's why they're identified with Krishna. So it was a very crooked little tree, but Prabhupada prohibited them from cutting it down, and it grew into a very luxurious tree. Now again it's regaining that luxury. Very, very wonderful. So this season, as Devi Shakti was describing yesterday, this Chaitra, all the flowers are blooming, and fortunately it was getting hot and hot. This is Chaitra. This is how I remember April. It gets hot and hot, then all of a sudden black clouds form on the western horizon, and you see lightning bolts. You can't hear the thunder, then gradually that black cloud moves closer and closer, then you start hearing you can not only see the light, you hear the thunder, then bam, dust just blowing everywhere. So every evening, even yesterday we got Oliver's tree, this great big hailstones like this big were falling down. This is Chaitra, like this, very exciting month. And of course now it has cooled down a little bit, like that. So Chaitra means the Tamal tree will go into bloom. Only a few days, 10-15 days, you'll see all these beautiful flowers. So anyway, we'll put our voice to rest here. If anybody has any question, we can try to give the answer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for so nice class. So for Dantavakra, did Krishna come to kill him here? Because after leaving Vrindavan, he went to Dwarka, and then to kill, did he?
Yeah, as I said, he didn't know that Krishna had moved to Dwarka. So he attacked Mathura, he found it was empty, so then he started tearing up the whole of Braj, so Krishna had to come and kill him.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
And that place on Braj Prikrama, they did that Datya, I said, you just go up the Govardhan, Mathura Govardhan road, just a few kilometers. Then Santanakund is there, and then hardly a furlong from there, there's a village called Datya. And also it's described that what happened as Krishna came back to Braj and all the Brajvasis came, and they were all crying. Nanda Baba was crying, and all the Brajvasis were crying. He said, Lala, you please take us someplace where no Putana will come, no Akrura won't come and take you away from us, no demons will come. Please take us away. So Krishna told all the Brajvasis, you shut your eyes. So somehow by his mystic power, he got the whole entire population of Braj on his chariot, and he divided in two. Shyam Sundar, he took all the Brajvasis back to Golok, and Dwarkadish, he went back to Dwarka. He divided in two, and he took all the Brajvasis. That's why when Bajranav founded all these places, how they got lost, because there was nobody here. He made all these wonderful deities and discovered all these places, but all the Brajvasis were gone. He took all the Brajvasis. This is Dantavakra, means this is the last end of Braj Lila. Because Krishna took all the Brajvasis back to Golok.
Question here.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. This Jai and Vijay, do they come every time that there is a creation? They come down as enemies?
I don't know. Somebody asked that question the other day, and I really don't know. It seems interesting. It's an interesting question. We'll have to. Maybe Bhanu Swami knows the answer to this question. I don't.
Yes. I was going to ask follow-up.
It seems strange that they come back to the material world every time.
Yeah. That was just a follow-up question. Like, we've heard also that this Jai and Vijay, they were cursed to die, or to have 3 lifetimes. And then they extended their stay because they've heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing lila.
I forgot that. I was going to mention that they had so much fun being enemy of the Lord. Because actually one of the rasas is virya ras. Virya means this kshatriya ras, this fighting. Just like everybody loves a good fight, Just like whenever there's a big boxing match, just like there was he was an old hero, winner from a long time ago, and somebody on the internet, challenged him, so they had a big fight. It was big, millions of people were watching, but it was very disappointing because he was old and he couldn't fight. But anyway, there's a big fight, everyone wants to come and watch the fight, So Krishna also enjoys fighting, but who's there who can fight with Krishna? Because he doesn't have to come here to kill the demons, actually, because just by the nature of this material world, everyone here will be defeated. Krishna actually comes to please the devotees. So the devotees knew that Krishna wants to enjoy a good fight, but why should he fight with these demons, So those who were in Vaikuntha, they're very powerful, so they can fight with the Lord. So they were. This was actually their service, to fight with the Lord, so that we're hearing all the, fool! I'm going to mitigate my debt to my relatives by killing you! This is all very exciting leelas here. This virya ras. So this is one of the 12 rasas, virya ras. So the Jai and Vijay appeared just to satisfy the Lord. And in Madhurya Karamani, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, but you should not think like this. Let me fight with the Lord.
If I may have, since I already have the microphone, I would like to just make one announcement to continue the churning of the nectar. 4:30 to 5:30 this evening, there'll be a reading to Srila Prabhupada, Krishna book, chapter 87, I believe. Hold on. reading, Krishna book reading. Yes, 4:30 to 5:30 in Prabhupada's house with Mahadevi Mataji and the assembled devotees. Chapter 87, Prayers of the Personified Vedas. They're finishing this. And it'll be also live in our ISKCON Vrindavan Facebook page with subtitles. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna book ki.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, what does this line actually mean? That by knowing Krishna properly, one can actually liberate all of one's friends. Is it the anarthas that we are referring here? The all
Because
anarthas?
if you understand Krishna perfectly, then you should preach to all your friends and liberate them also. Not only will you be liberated, but you just like I think maybe it was Bandhu was saying the other day that Prabhu said, "I have created your fortune. Now your business is to create fortune for others." Because the devotees, they asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada said that it is only by great fortune, if one performed many pious activities and did many penances and austerities, one finally got the association of a pure devotee. It is only by very great fortune. The devotee said, "Well, Prabhupada, we didn't perform any pious activities. We were the people that we crashed Yamaraja's hard drive trying to keep track of all of our sins." He said, "Bro, yes, therefore I have created your fortune. Now your duty to create fortune for others." So we've got great, by Prabhupada's mercy, he's given us this, or he's made this fortune for us. So, out of gratitude, we should try to preach this knowledge to everyone and make everyone fortunate. Just like I remember when I went to the first Mayapur festival in 1974, things were quite underdeveloped at that time. We were sleeping in the cement dust on the roof of the Lotus building. There wasn't enough places for everyone. It wasn't completely finished. I remember a couple of life members came and they would always ask this question. I guess it's the British way of asking the question. In America, we don't say like that. They said, "And what is your qualification?" In America, they say, "What kind of degree do you have?" But I didn't understand them. "And what is your qualification?" "I don't have any qualification. My only qualification is Srila Prabhupada." So that's our only qualification for being here in this wonderful Krishna Balaram temple. Most beautiful temple in whole Vrindavan. You will find there may be temples made all of marble and everything, but nothing as beautiful as Krishna Balaram. Yes, someone, other question? There's no other question, then we can all fall down at the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of that great personality who's created a great fortune for all of us, and we can try to repay that debt by creating fortune for others. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.